Beloved friends, as we gather in this moment of quiet contemplation, let us breathe together and recognize the sacred journey we share. You who have walked many seasons, who have witnessed countless sunrises and felt the gentle passage of time upon your skin, you are not diminishing. You are transforming. Like the ancient oak that grows more magnificent with each passing year, its roots deeper, its wisdom more profound. You too are entering your most sacred season. In the Buddhist understanding, aging is not the enemy we have been taught to fear. It is not a slow surrender to weakness, nor a gradual fading of our light. Rather, it is the most profound spiritual opportunity we will ever encounter. A chance to shed what no longer serves us and reveal the eternal essence that has always dwelled within. The body may show signs of time's passage, but the spirit, the Buddha nature within you, remains as luminous and powerful as it was in your youth, perhaps even more so. Consider the lotus, that most sacred of Buddhist symbols. It does not bloom in pristine conditions, but emerges from the muddy depths of the pond, transforming darkness into beauty, struggle into enlightenment. Your aging process, with all its challenges and changes, is your lotus pond. Each day you choose to nourish yourself wisely, to move with intention, to breathe with awareness. You are that lotus rising toward the light. I choose to see my aging as awakening, not ending. The Buddha taught us that suffering comes not from change itself, but from our resistance to it. When we fight the natural flow of time, when we grasp desperately at our younger selves, we create the very suffering we seek to avoid. But when we embrace this season with wisdom and compassion, when we learn to work with our bodies rather than against them, we discover a strength that transcends muscle and bone, a strength that comes from alignment with the deepest truths of existence. Your body is not betraying you. It is teaching you. It whispers of impermanence, yes, but also of resilience. It shows you that true vitality comes not from force, but from harmony, not from fighting against the current, but from learning to navigate it with skill and grace. Like a master sailor who reads the wind and adjusts the sails accordingly, you can learn to read your body's changing needs and respond with wisdom rather than fear. My body is my teacher, and I listen with compassion. In the mountains of Tibet, there is an ancient saying, "The river that flows slowly cuts the deepest canyon." This is the wisdom we must embrace as we age. The frantic rushing of youth gives way to something far more powerful, the steady, patient flow of accumulated wisdom. Your movements may be more deliberate now, but they can be infinitely more purposeful. Your energy may be different, but it can be far more focused and effective. Ancient Buddhist masters understood that the body and spirit are not separate entities, but manifestations of the same divine essence. To nourish one is to nourish the other. This is why the foods we choose to consume are not merely fuel for our physical form, but offerings to the temple of our being. Each meal becomes a meditation, each bite a prayer, each nutrient a blessing that honors both our earthly vessel and our eternal nature. The path of healthy aging, according to Buddhist wisdom, is not about desperately clinging to youth, but about gracefully transitioning into the role of the elder, the wise one, the keeper of stories, the living embodiment of experience transformed into wisdom. This transformation requires not just spiritual practice, but also practical wisdom in how we care for our physical form. I honor my body as the temple of my spirit. Let us now explore together 5 sacred foods, gifts from the earth that have been revered in Buddhist tradition for centuries, not only for their ability to nourish the body, but for their profound spiritual symbolism and their particular power to support us as we age with grace and strength. The sacred spinach, leaves of iron will. In the gentle morning light, imagine walking through a monastery garden where dark green leaves catch the dew like diamonds. This is spinach, humble yet mighty, a plant that the Buddhist tradition has long recognized as a symbol of quiet strength and humble resilience. Like the monk who finds profound truth in simple practice, spinach teaches us that the most powerful medicine often comes in the most unassuming forms. Spinach carries within its emerald leaves a treasure trove of iron, that precious mineral that carries oxygen through your bloodstream like prayer flags carrying mantras on the mountain wind. As we age, our bodies sometimes struggle to maintain the iron we need, leading to that deep fatigue that can feel like a heavy fog settling over our days. But spinach offers us a gentle, natural way to restore this vital essence. Beyond iron, these sacred leaves hold folate, that B vitamin essential for creating new cells and maintaining the clarity of mind that comes with healthy blood flow to the brain. They contain vitamin K, which helps our bones remain strong and our blood to flow as it should, like a well-maintained temple where every element works in harmony. In Buddhist symbolism, the deep green of spinach represents the heart chakra, the center of compassion and healing. When we consume these leaves, we are not just feeding our bodies. We are nurturing our capacity for self-love and self-care. The plant itself teaches us a profound lesson. It grows low to the ground, not reaching desperately toward the sky, but spreading its roots deep and wide, drawing nourishment from the earth with patient persistence. I draw strength from the earth's quiet wisdom. The magnesium in spinach serves as nature's relaxation mineral, helping to ease the tension that can accumulate in aging muscles and supporting the deep, restorative sleep that becomes ever more precious as we mature. Think of magnesium as the gentle hand that smooths away the wrinkles of stress from your nervous system, allowing your body to rest in the peace that is your natural state. For those whose muscles seem to whisper of weakness, spinach offers lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds that protect not only the eyes from the dimming that can come with age, but also support the cellular health that keeps our muscles functioning optimally. These antioxidants work silently, like guardian spirits, protecting ourselves from the oxidative stress that can accelerate aging and diminish our vitality. The Buddha often spoke of the middle way, and spinach embodies this perfectly. It is neither overwhelmingly strong in flavor nor so mild as to be forgettable. It asks only to be prepared with mindfulness and consumed with gratitude. Whether gently steamed until just tender, like a heart opening to compassion, or added fresh to meals like a green blessing scattered over our nourishment, spinach meets us where we are. I receive the earth's gifts with grateful hands. In preparing spinach, we practice the meditation of mindful cooking. Watch how the leaves transform under gentle heat, how they soften and reduce, teaching us that sometimes becoming smaller on the outside allows us to become more concentrated in our essence. This is the lesson of aging itself. As our external energy may become more focused, our internal wisdom becomes more distilled and potent. Sacred sesame, seeds of eternal flame. From the tiny sesame seed springs forth an ocean of nourishment, a perfect demonstration of the Buddhist teaching that the smallest things often hold the greatest power. These seeds, no larger than a grain of rice, have been treasured in Eastern wisdom traditions for over 5,000 years, revered not only as food, but as symbols of immortality and spiritual awakening. In ancient Buddhist texts, sesame seeds represent the potential for enlightenment that exists within every being, small, easily overlooked, yet containing within themselves the capacity for profound transformation. Just as every sesame seed contains the genetic blueprint for an entire plant, you contain within yourself all the wisdom and strength needed to age not just gracefully, but triumphantly. The sesame seed is remarkably rich in calcium, even more so than milk, making it a precious ally for maintaining the strong bones that support us through our later years. This calcium comes in a form that our bodies can easily absorb and utilize, accompanied by magnesium and phosphorus that work together like a well-orchestrated symphony to maintain bone density and prevent the fragility that need not be an inevitable part of aging. My bones grow strong with ancient wisdom, but sesame's gifts extend far beyond bone health. These tiny seeds contain sesame and sesamelin, unique lignans that act as gentle guardians of our cardiovascular system, helping to maintain healthy cholesterol levels and supporting the smooth flow of blood through our veins. Think of these compounds as wise elders who know exactly how to maintain harmony in the kingdom of the body. The healthy fats in sesame seeds, particularly oleic acid, serve as fuel for our brains and nervous systems, helping to maintain the mental clarity and emotional equilibrium that can sometimes feel challenged as we age. These fats are like the oil that keeps the prayer wheels turning smoothly, ensuring that all systems of our being function in gentle, efficient harmony. In Tibetan Buddhism, sesame oil is used in sacred lamps, its steady flame representing the inextinguishable light of consciousness. When we consume sesame seeds, we are symbolically feeding this inner flame, maintaining the vital force that keeps us vibrant and engaged with life, regardless of our chronological age. The protein in sesame seeds provides all the essential amino acids our bodies need, making it a complete protein source that supports the maintenance and repair of muscle tissue. For those concerned about the muscle weakness that can accompany aging, sesame seeds offer a gentle, natural way to provide the building blocks your body needs to remain strong and capable. I kindle my inner flame with sacred nourishment. Sesame seeds are also rich in zinc, that precious mineral that supports immune function and helps our bodies heal and repair themselves efficiently. As we age, our immune systems can become less vigilant, like guards who have grown weary from their long watch. Zinc helps to reinvigorate these protective forces, keeping us resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. The traditional preparation of sesame seeds, whether ground into tahini, pressed into oil, or toasted until golden, is itself a meditation. The act of grinding sesame seeds into tahini mirrors the spiritual practice of taking something whole and transforming it into something more concentrated and accessible. The patient toasting of seeds teaches us about the slow, steady application of gentle heat that transforms without destroying, much like the patient work of self-cultivation that transforms suffering into wisdom. When we sprinkle toasted sesame seeds over our meals, we are not simply adding flavor and nutrition. We are performing a ritual of blessing, honoring both the food we eat and the body that will receive it. Each tiny seed carries within it the memory of sun and soil, rain and time, reminding us that we too are part of this vast, interconnected web of life. I am connected to all life through the food I choose. Sacred ginger, root of warming fire. Deep beneath the earth, ginger root spreads its gnarled fingers through the dark soil, drawing up the earth's ancient fire and concentrating it into one of nature's most powerful healing foods. In Buddhist tradition, ginger represents the transformative power of inner heat, not the destructive fire of anger or passion, but the gentle, warming fire of digestive strength and spiritual vitality. The Buddha himself recognized the importance of digestive fire, teaching that when our internal fire burns steadily and clear, we can extract the maximum nourishment from even the simplest foods. Ginger is the keeper of this sacred flame, the root that kindles our digestive strength and helps our bodies transform food into energy, strength, and vitality. As we age, our digestive fire can sometimes dim, like a carefully tended hearth that needs gentle coaxing to maintain its warmth. Ginger serves as the patient tender of this fire, containing compounds like gingerol and shogal that stimulate digestive secretions and help our bodies break down and absorb nutrients more efficiently. This means that every other healthy food we consume becomes more effective, more nourishing, when ginger is part of our dietary practice. I tend my inner fire with mindful care, but ginger's gifts extend far beyond digestion. This sacred root contains potent anti-inflammatory compounds that work like gentle healers throughout the body, reducing the chronic inflammation that can contribute to muscle weakness and joint stiffness as we age. Think of inflammation as the body's well-intentioned but sometimes overzealous security force. Ginger helps to calm this response, allowing healing and repair to proceed more smoothly. For those whose muscles feel stiff and reluctant in the morning, like doors whose hinges need oil, ginger offers natural compounds that can help ease this discomfort and restore fluidity of movement. The warming nature of ginger increases circulation, bringing fresh blood and nutrients to all parts of the body, including those muscles and joints that may have been neglected or underused. In traditional Chinese medicine, which shares many principles with Buddhist healing wisdom, ginger is considered a warming food that strengthens the yang energy, the active, vital force that can sometimes diminish as we age. By incorporating ginger into our daily practice, we are stoking this inner fire, maintaining our vitality and zest for life. My inner warmth radiates strength and healing. Ginger's influence on circulation extends to the brain as well, where improved blood flow can help maintain mental clarity and emotional balance. The warming energy of ginger helps to dispel what Chinese medicine calls dampness and stagnation, those foggy, sluggish feelings that can sometimes cloud our thinking and dim our enthusiasm for life. The root's natural anti-nausea properties, long celebrated by travelers and healers, extend to a general settling of the stomach and improvement in overall digestive comfort. For older adults who may struggle with medications or digestive sensitivities, ginger offers a gentle, natural way to maintain digestive peace and ensure that the nourishing foods we eat are properly absorbed and utilized. Preparing ginger is itself a meditation and transformation. Whether grating fresh root into tea, slicing it thin for stir-fries, or drying and powdering it for long-term storage, each method of preparation reveals different aspects of ginger's healing nature. Fresh ginger is bright and immediate, like a sudden moment of clarity. Dried ginger is more concentrated and warming, like wisdom that has been distilled over time. I prepare my food as an act of self-love. The ritual of making ginger tea is particularly suited to the contemplative nature of healthy aging. Slicing the fresh root, watching it steep in hot water, observing how the water takes on the golden color and warming scent. These simple actions become a moving meditation, a daily practice that nourishes both body and spirit. In Buddhist monasteries, ginger is often combined with other warming spices and consumed as part of the evening meal, helping to support digestion and prepare the body for restorative sleep. This practice recognizes that the food we eat in the evening should warm and settle us, preparing us for the inner work that happens during sleep, the repair, restoration, and integration that are essential for healthy aging. Sacred plum, fruit of preserved sweetness. In the orchards of ancient China, where Buddhist monks tended fruit trees with the same devotion they brought to their meditation practice, plums were treasured not only for their immediate sweetness, but for their remarkable ability to be preserved and enjoyed throughout the long winter months. The preserved plum, or umebashi, represents one of nature's most perfect examples of transformation, how something sweet and perishable can be alchemically changed into something concentrated, medicinal, and enduring. The plum teaches us a profound lesson about aging, that preservation need not mean rigidity, and that the process of change can actually concentrate our essential sweetness rather than diminish it. Like the wise elder who has distilled a lifetime of experience into pearl-like wisdom, the preserved plum shows us how time and proper care can transform us into something even more valuable than we were in our youth. Fresh plums are rich in vitamin C, that precious nutrient that supports our immune system and helps our bodies produce collagen, the protein that keeps our skin supple and our joints flexible. But it is in the preserved plum that we find concentrated healing power, with alkalizing properties that help balance the body's pH and create an internal environment where vitality can flourish. I transform with grace, concentrating my essential sweetness. The preserved plum is particularly treasured in macrobiotic and Buddhist healing traditions for its ability to strengthen what Chinese medicine calls the kidney energy, the deep reserves of vitality that sustain us through our later years. This energy is like the slow-burning coal that keeps the fire alive through the night. It may not flame as brightly as the quick-burning kindling of youth, but it provides steady, reliable warmth that can last for decades. Modern nutritional science confirms what ancient wisdom has long known. Plums contain compounds called anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that give the fruit its deep purple color and provide protection against the cellular damage that can accelerate aging. These compounds work like a gentle shield, protecting our cells from the oxidative stress that can weaken muscles and dim our vitality. The natural fiber in plums supports healthy digestion and helps maintain the regular elimination that becomes increasingly important as we age. In Buddhist understanding, the body's ability to release what it no longer needs is just as important as its ability to absorb what nourishes it. The plum supports both processes, helping us maintain the internal cleanliness that is essential for optimal health. I release what no longer serves me and absorb what nourishes. Preserved plums are particularly rich in organic acids that stimulate saliva production and support the initial stages of digestion. As we age, our mouths sometimes produce less saliva, which can impact both our ability to taste our food and our capacity to begin the digestive process properly. The tart, complex flavor of preserved plum awakens these dormant processes, helping us maintain our enjoyment of food and our ability to extract maximum nourishment from what we eat. The potassium in plums supports healthy blood pressure and proper muscle function, including the most important muscle of all, the heart. For those concerned about cardiovascular health, plums offer a delicious, natural way to support the circulatory system while providing sustained energy that doesn't cause the spikes and crashes associated with processed sugars. In Zen monasteries, a single preserved plum is sometimes consumed at the end of a meal, not as dessert, but as a digestive aid and a reminder of the sweetness that can be found even in preservation and change. The practice of eating just one plum, slowly and mindfully, becomes a meditation on contentment, on finding complete satisfaction in simplicity. I find complete satisfaction in life's simple pleasures. The ritual of preserving plums, traditionally done in late summer when the fruit is at its peak, is itself a spiritual practice. The careful selection of perfect fruit, the patient layering with sea salt, the months of waiting while transformation occurs. All of these steps mirror the patience and faith required for our own spiritual development. We plant the seeds of healthy habits today, knowing that their full flowering may not be visible for months or years. When we consume plums, whether fresh or preserved, we are participating in this ancient cycle of growth, preservation, and renewal. We are reminded that our own aging process, like the plum's transformation, can concentrate our essential qualities rather than diminish them. The sweetness of a life well lived becomes more concentrated, more precious, more able to nourish others as the years pass. Sacred lotus seeds, hearts of pure potential. From the muddy depths of the pond, the lotus rises each morning in pristine beauty, its seeds forming in the heart of the flower like precious pearls of potential. In Buddhist cosmology, the lotus seed represents the Buddha nature that exists within every being, pure, perfect, waiting only for the right conditions to manifest its inherent perfection. When we consume lotus seeds, we are symbolically nourishing this Buddha nature, feeding the seeds of our own enlightenment. Lotus seeds have been treasured in Chinese medicine and Buddhist healing traditions for over 3,000 years, prized not only for their delicate, slightly sweet flavor, but for their remarkable ability to calm the spirit while strengthening the body. They are considered one of the premier foods for supporting healthy aging, particularly for maintaining mental clarity and emotional equilibrium during times of transition. The lotus seed is unique among foods in its ability to simultaneously nourish and purify. Rich in high-quality protein, lotus seeds provide the building blocks needed for muscle maintenance and repair, while their gentle, cooling nature helps to calm internal heat and inflammation that can contribute to aging-related discomfort. I nourish the Buddha nature within me. From a nutritional standpoint, lotus seeds are remarkably complete foods. They contain all essential amino acids, making them excellent protein sources for maintaining muscle mass as we age. They are rich in phosphorus and potassium, minerals essential for bone health and proper nerve function. Their B vitamin content supports healthy brain function and helps maintain the mental clarity that is so precious as we mature. But it is in the realm of what Chinese medicine calls Xian that lotus seeds truly excel. Shen is often translated as spirit or consciousness and refers to the quality of mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual presence that allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Lotus seeds are said to calm the Shen, helping to quiet mental chatter and emotional turbulence that can disturb our peace. For those who find themselves lying awake at night, minds racing with worries about health, aging, or the future, lotus seeds offer gentle support for more restful sleep. Unlike pharmaceutical sleep aids, which can leave us groggy and disconnected, lotus seeds promote the kind of deep, natural rest that allows both body and mind to repair and restore themselves. My mind rests in natural peace. The lotus seed's hard outer shell must be removed before eating, revealing the tender, nutritious kernel within. This process itself becomes a meditation on patience and the willingness to do the work necessary to access life's hidden treasures. Some lotus seeds contain a small green embryo in their center. This heart of the lotus seed is sometimes removed because of its bitter taste, but in traditional medicine, it is prized for its ability to clear heart fire, or the kind of restless anxiety that can disturb our emotional equilibrium. In Buddhist temples, lotus seeds are often prepared as a sweet soup, cooked slowly with rock sugar and served warm as a nourishing dessert or between-meal snack. This preparation method preserves their gentle nature while making them easily digestible, perfect for older adults whose digestive systems may prefer softer, warmer foods. The lotus seed teaches us about potential and patience. Like the lotus flower that closes each evening and opens again each morning, our own vitality has natural rhythms of rest and renewal. The lotus seed nourishes our capacity for this daily rebirth, supporting our ability to wake each morning with fresh energy and enthusiasm for the day ahead. I awaken each day to fresh possibilities. Lotus seeds are also traditionally used to support what Chinese medicine calls kidney yin, the deep, nourishing, cooling essence that balances the warming yang energy in our bodies. As we age, this yin energy can become depleted, leading to symptoms like insomnia, hot flashes, dry skin, and a general sense of internal heat or restlessness. Lotus seeds help to restore this cooling, nourishing quality, bringing our internal energies back into balance. The preparation of lotus seeds requires patience and mindfulness. Whether soaking dried seeds overnight to soften them, carefully removing their shells, or slowly cooking them into porridge or soup. Each step in their preparation becomes an opportunity for meditation and reflection. The slow, gentle cooking process mirrors the patient work of self-cultivation that characterizes healthy aging, not forcing or rushing, but allowing natural processes to unfold in their own time. When we eat lotus seeds, we are consuming pure potential, the concentrated life force of the lotus plant, preserved in seed form and ready to nourish our own growth and transformation. Each seed contains within it the memory of the lotus flower's daily resurrection from the mud, reminding us that our own capacity for renewal and rebirth is limitless, regardless of our age or circumstances. I carry within me infinite potential for renewal, the practice of sacred nourishment. Now that we have explored these 5 sacred foods, spinach with its quiet strength, sesame seeds with their concentrated power, ginger with its warming fire, plums with their preserved sweetness, and lotus seeds with their pure potential, let us consider how to weave them into the fabric of our daily lives without strain or stress, but rather as a gentle, loving practice of self-care. The Buddhist approach to incorporating healing foods is never about rigid rules or forcing ourselves into uncomfortable patterns. Instead, it follows the principle of the middle way, finding the path between extremes, between the neglect of our physical needs and the obsessive control of every detail of our diet. This middle path recognizes that our bodies are wise teachers who will guide us toward what we need if we learn to listen with patience and compassion. I listen to my body's wisdom with loving attention. Begin each day not with a harsh alarm clock, but with a few moments of gratitude for the night's rest and the day's possibilities. As you move from sleep to wakefulness, consider which of these sacred foods calls to you. Perhaps it is the warming comfort of ginger tea on a cool morning, or the gentle energy of lotus seed porridge when you need sustained nourishment for a busy day. The practice of morning intention setting can extend to how we choose to nourish ourselves. Rather than mechanically following a strict meal plan, we can ask ourselves, what does my body need today? What kind of energy do I want to cultivate? How can I honor both my physical needs and my spiritual practice through the foods I choose? Spinach might call to you when you feel the need for gentle strength and grounding energy. Its iron content supports the steady flow of oxygen through your bloodstream, while its magnesium helps your muscles relax and your nervous system find peace. You might add fresh spinach to your morning smoothie, creating a green blessing to start your day. Or gently saute it with garlic and a touch of sesame oil for an evening side dish that combines 2 of our sacred foods in harmonious partnership. I choose foods that serve my highest good. The beauty of sesame seeds lies in their versatility and their willingness to enhance other foods without overwhelming them. You might sprinkle toasted sesame seeds over your morning oatmeal, adding their nutty richness and bone-strengthening calcium to your first meal of the day. Or blend them into tahini, that creamy paste that can serve as the base for salad dressings, dips, or simply spread on warm toast for a satisfying snack that provides sustained energy without causing blood sugar spikes. Ginger asks us to embrace its transformative fire gradually. If you are new to ginger's warming energy, begin with just a thin slice or 2 in hot water, creating a gentle tea that awakens your digestive fire without overwhelming your system. As your body becomes accustomed to ginger's heat, you might grate fresh ginger into stir-fries, soups, or even fruit salads, where its warming spice creates an interesting contrast to cooling foods. The key to working with ginger is to remember that a little goes a long way. Its power lies not in quantity but in consistency. A small amount of fresh ginger consumed regularly is far more beneficial than occasional large doses that might upset your system's delicate balance. I embrace transformation gradually and gently. Plums invite us to explore the balance between fresh and preserved, immediate gratification and patient cultivation. Fresh plums in season offer immediate sweetness and vitamin C, perfect for satisfying afternoon cravings for something sweet, while providing antioxidant protection. But preserved plums teach us about the wisdom of planning ahead, of preparing for seasons when fresh fruit is not available. You might keep a small jar of preserved plums in your pantry, consuming just 1 after meals to aid digestion, and provide that concentrated sweetness that satisfies without overwhelming. Or you might explore the art of making your own preserved plums during the height of summer, turning the preparation process into a meditation on patience and the value of delayed gratification. Lotus seeds require perhaps the most patience in preparation. but they offer the most profound rewards for our nervous systems and emotional well-being. You might begin by purchasing them already prepared from an Asian grocery store, adding them to soups or cooking them into sweet porridge for an evening treat that promotes restful sleep. As you become more comfortable with lotus seeds, you might explore preparing them yourself, turning the process of soaking, shelling, and cooking into a moving meditation. The repetitive actions become opportunities for mindfulness, while the slow cooking process fills your kitchen with the gentle fragrance of nourishment in progress. I find meditation in the preparation of my food. The most important principle in incorporating these sacred foods is to approach the process with curiosity rather than pressure, with self-compassion rather than self-criticism. If you forget to add spinach to your meal one day, or if ginger upsets your stomach because you use too much, treat these experiences as learning opportunities rather than failures. Remember that your needs will change with the seasons, with your energy levels, with your life circumstances. The foods that serve you well in summer might be different from those that nourish you in winter. The portions that satisfy you when you are active might be too much when you are resting. This is not inconsistency. This is wisdom, the wisdom of a body and spirit that know how to adapt and flow with life's changing circumstances. I adapt to life's rhythms with wisdom and grace. Consider creating simple rituals around these foods that honor both their nutritional value and their spiritual significance. You might begin each meal with a moment of gratitude for the farmers who grew your food, the earth that nurtured it, and your body's ability to transform it into energy and strength. You might end each meal with a silent appreciation for the nourishment you have received and an intention to use that energy wisely and compassionately. The Buddhist concept of mindful eating extends beyond simply paying attention to our food. It includes awareness of where our food comes from, how it was prepared, and how it affects our bodies and minds. When we eat spinach, we might reflect on its journey from seed to leaf to our plate. When we consume sesame seeds, we might contemplate the ancient wisdom traditions that first recognized their healing power. This kind of mindful consumption transforms every meal into a spiritual practice, every bite into an opportunity for gratitude and awareness. Food becomes not just fuel for our bodies, but nourishment for our souls, connection to the web of life that sustains us all. Every meal is an opportunity for gratitude and awareness. Remember that the goal is not perfection but progress, not rigid adherence to rules, but gentle movement toward greater health and vitality. The Buddha taught that the spiritual path is like learning to play a stringed instrument. If the strings are too tight, they will break. If they are too loose, they will not make music. The tension must be just right, maintained through patient adjustment and careful listening. Your relationship with food, and particularly with these sacred foods, should reflect this same principle. Enough attention to make conscious choices, but not so much that eating becomes stressful or obsessive. Enough structure to support your health goals, but not so rigid that you cannot adapt to life's changing circumstances. I maintain perfect balance through patient adjustment. As weeks and months pass, pay attention to how these foods affect not just your physical energy, but your emotional state, your mental clarity, and your spiritual well-being. Notice if the iron in spinach helps you feel more energetic and grounded. Observe whether the warming energy of ginger improves your digestion and circulation. Be aware of how the calming properties of lotus seeds affect your sleep and your overall sense of peace. This kind of body awareness is itself a spiritual practice, learning to distinguish between what truly nourishes us and what merely fills us, between what gives us lasting energy and what provides only temporary stimulation. As we age, this discrimination becomes increasingly important as our bodies become less forgiving of poor choices and more responsive to wise ones. The integration of these sacred foods into your life should feel like a homecoming, not a discipline imposed from outside. These are foods that your body recognizes at a cellular level, foods that your ancestors ate for thousands of years, foods that carry within them the wisdom of countless generations who found health and vitality through simple, natural nourishment. I return to the wisdom of my ancestors through conscious eating, the temple of the body. As we near the end of our journey together, let us rest for a moment in contemplation of a profound truth that lies at the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Your body is not merely a collection of organs and tissues, bones and blood that will inevitably decay and return to dust. Your body is a sacred temple, a holy dwelling place for the divine spark that animates all life. It is the monastery where your soul practices the art of being human, the meditation hall where you learn the deepest lessons of existence. This understanding transforms everything about how we approach aging and the care of our physical form. When we see our bodies as temples, we naturally treat them with the reverence, attention, and love they deserve. We would not neglect a sacred building or fill it with harmful substances any more than we would scatter trash in a cathedral or poison the air in a meditation hall. The temple deserves our mindful care, our conscious attention, our loving devotion. My body is a sacred temple, worthy of reverent care. In this light, the food we choose to consume becomes not mere fuel, but sacred offerings placed upon the altar of our being. Each meal becomes a ritual of devotion, each conscious choice an act of worship. When we select spinach for its iron, sesame seeds for their calcium, ginger for its warming fire, plums for their concentrated sweetness, and lotus seeds for their calming spirit, we are not simply meeting nutritional requirements. We are making offerings to the divine nature that dwells within us. The Buddhist understanding of the body as temple does not ignore the reality of aging, illness, or eventual death. Rather, it places these natural processes within a larger context of meaning and purpose. Just as ancient temples require ongoing maintenance, careful restoration, and loving attention to preserve their beauty and function, our bodies require increasingly mindful care as we age. But here is the remarkable truth that many miss in their fear of aging. A well-maintained temple often becomes more beautiful with age, not less. The patina of time can enhance rather than diminish its sacred beauty. The weathering of stone can reveal patterns and depths invisible in youth. The settling of foundations can create a stability and permanence that newly constructed buildings cannot match. I grow more beautiful with each passing season. Your body, cared for with wisdom and devotion, can embody this same principle. The lines on your face are not flaws to be hidden, but maps of a life fully lived, records of laughter and tears, joy and sorrow, all the experiences that have shaped you into the unique being you are today. Your slower movements are not signs of decline, but evidence of the deliberate mindfulness that comes with accumulated wisdom. The changes in your energy patterns are not diminishment, but transformation, like a river that has carved a deep channel through rock, flowing with greater purpose and direction, even as its volume may have changed. Your need for more rest is not weakness, but recognition of the profound inner work that happens during sleep, the cellular repair and spiritual integration that require time and quiet to unfold properly. I honor the wisdom of my body's changing needs. When we embrace our bodies as temples, we naturally begin to make choices that honor this sacred dwelling. We choose foods that nourish rather than merely satisfy immediate cravings. We move in ways that maintain flexibility and strength, rather than pursuing the aggressive exercise regimens of youth. We rest when we need rest, without guilt or apology, recognizing that restoration is as important as activity. This temple consciousness extends to how we speak to and about our bodies. Would you stand in a sacred space and speak words of hatred or contempt? Would you criticize the architecture of a holy building or curse its imperfections? Of course not. Yet how often do we speak harshly to our own bodies, criticizing what we perceive as flaws, berating ourselves for changes that are natural and inevitable? The practice of loving speech toward our bodies is a fundamental aspect of treating them as temples. Instead of "my knees are terrible," we might say, "My knees have carried me faithfully for decades and deserve my gratitude and gentle care." Instead of "I hate how weak I've become," we might acknowledge, "My body is teaching me to find strength in different ways, and I am learning to listen. I speak to my body with the love it deserves." This shift in language reflects a deeper shift in consciousness, from seeing our bodies as possessions that should perform according to our demands, to recognizing them as wise teachers, sacred vessels, and faithful companions on the journey of life. This change in perspective naturally leads to more compassionate self-care, more patient acceptance of limitations, and more creative approaches to maintaining health and vitality. The temple metaphor also reminds us that sacred spaces require daily maintenance, not just crisis intervention. We don't wait until the roof is leaking to tend to a temple. We perform regular upkeep to prevent problems before they arise. Similarly, the daily practice of consuming these sacred foods, of moving mindfully, of resting adequately, becomes a form of preventive maintenance that honors the temple of our being. Each morning, as you prepare your first meal of the day, you might pause to acknowledge the sacred nature of what you are about to do. You are not just feeding a body, you are making an offering to a temple. You are not just consuming nutrients. You are participating in the ancient alchemy by which earthly substances are transformed into life force, consciousness, and spiritual energy. Each meal is a sacred offering to the temple of my being. This reverent approach to eating naturally leads to greater mindfulness about quantity as well as quality. Temples are spaces of simplicity and restraint, not excess and indulgence. When we eat as a spiritual practice, we find ourselves naturally gravitating toward amounts that nourish without overwhelming, combinations that create harmony rather than conflict, timing that supports our body's natural rhythms rather than disrupting them. The ancient Buddhist practice of eating until you are about 80% full takes on new meaning when viewed through this lens. We stop not because we are depriving ourselves, but because we are honoring the temple's capacity and maintaining the clarity that comes from not overwhelming our digestive systems. This practice of gentle restraint is not punishment but love, the same love that leads us to maintain quiet in a meditation hall, or to remove our shoes before entering sacred space. I eat with mindful reverence, honoring my body's wisdom. As we age, this temple consciousness becomes increasingly important because our bodies become more sensitive to both positive and negative influences. A younger body might be able to process junk food, irregular sleep, and stress without immediate consequences, but the mature body responds more quickly and more intensely to both harmful and beneficial choices. This increased sensitivity is not a weakness but a gift. It means that the positive effects of good choices are often more immediately apparent and more deeply felt. The energy boost from iron-rich spinach, the warming comfort of ginger tea, the calming effects of lotus seeds, the sustained satisfaction of sesame seed butter, all of these benefits become more noticeable and more precious as we age. In this way, aging can actually enhance our ability to experience the subtle pleasures and profound satisfactions that come from truly nourishing ourselves. Like a wine connoisseur who has developed the palate to appreciate nuances invisible to the casual drinker, the mature person who has learned to listen to their body can experience levels of satisfaction and well-being that are simply not accessible to those who eat unconsciously or treat their bodies carelessly. My sensitivity is a gift that deepens my appreciation of life's pleasures. The temple of your body is also a place of worship, not worship of the body itself, but worship through the body of the divine consciousness that animates all life. When you move with awareness, you are performing a form of walking meditation. When you breathe consciously, you are participating in the fundamental rhythm that connects you to all living beings. When you eat mindfully, you are engaging in communion with the earth that has provided your nourishment. This understanding elevates every aspect of physical self-care to the level of spiritual practice. Stretching becomes a form of prayer, hydrating becomes a ritual of purification, resting becomes a meditation on surrender and trust. The boundary between physical and spiritual care dissolves, revealing the fundamental unity that has always existed between body and soul. Every act of self-care is an act of spiritual devotion. Remember that temples are not meant to be displayed but to be used, not to be preserved unchanged but to serve their sacred purpose. Your body temple is meant to be lived in fully, to be the vehicle through which you experience love, joy, service, and connection. The goal is not to maintain it in some impossible state of eternal youth, but to keep it functioning well enough to support your highest purposes and deepest values. This might mean accepting that your temple now requires different types of maintenance than it did in youth. Where once you might have pushed through fatigue or ignored minor aches, you now respond with the attentiveness of a careful caretaker, addressing small issues before they become major problems. Where once you might have eaten carelessly without immediate consequences, you now choose foods with the wisdom of someone who understands the long-term effects of every choice. These adjustments are not signs of defeat but of maturity, not evidence of decline but of growing wisdom. They reflect the natural evolution from the exuberant carelessness of youth to the mindful stewardship of maturity. This is not a lesser way of being. It is a deeper, more conscious, more spiritually mature way of inhabiting your physical form. I steward my body with the wisdom of accumulated experience. As you continue on your journey of healthy aging, carry with you this image of your body as a sacred temple, worthy of reverent care, daily maintenance, and loving attention. Let this understanding guide your choices about food, movement, rest, and self-care. Let it inform how you speak to yourself and about yourself. Let it inspire you to treat your aging process not as a decline to be fought, but as a deepening to be embraced. In the quiet moments of your day when you pause to prepare a meal with spinach, to brew a cup of ginger tea, to savor the subtle sweetness of a preserved plum, remember that you are performing a sacred act. You are tending the temple, honoring the divine spark within you, participating in the ancient dance of matter and spirit that has sustained life on this earth for millions of years. I am the grateful caretaker of a sacred dwelling, and when you lie down to rest each night, perhaps after a bowl of lotus seed soup that calms your mind and prepares you for deep sleep, offer a word of gratitude to your body for all it has given you, all it has endured, all it continues to make possible. Thank your heart for its steady beating, your lungs for their patient breathing, your muscles for their faithful service, your bones for their reliable support. This gratitude is not mere politeness but recognition of the profound mystery and gift of embodied existence. You are not a soul trapped in a decaying body, but a spiritual being having a human experience through the miraculous vehicle of your physical form. Every day that you wake up in this body is another opportunity to explore what it means to be both human and divine, both mortal and eternal, both individual and connected to the vast web of life. I am grateful for the gift of embodied existence, the eternal dawn. Beloved friends, as our time together draws to a close, let us rest in the recognition that every moment offers us the opportunity for renewal. Every breath carries the possibility of transformation, and every conscious choice we make about nourishing our bodies becomes a step on the path toward greater wisdom, deeper peace, and more authentic joy. The foods we have explored together, spinach with its quiet strength, sesame seeds with their concentrated power, ginger with its transformative fire, plums with their preserved sweetness, and lotus seeds with their pure potential, are not merely items to add to your shopping list. They are teachers, allies, and companions on the journey of conscious aging. They carry within them the accumulated wisdom of thousands of years of human experience, the concentrated intelligence of the earth itself, and the potential to support not just your physical health, but your spiritual awakening. I receive the earth's wisdom through conscious nourishment. But remember, these foods are tools, not destinations. They are means, not ends. The true nourishment you seek, the deep satisfaction, the lasting peace, the unshakable sense of well-being, comes not from any external source, but from the growing alignment between your daily choices and your deepest values, between your outer actions and your inner wisdom. This alignment is what the Buddha called right livelihood, living in a way that honors both your individual needs and your connection to all life. When you choose foods that nourish rather than merely satisfy, when you eat with awareness rather than distraction, when you treat your body as a temple rather than a machine, you are practicing right livelihood in its most fundamental form. The path of healthy aging is not about fighting time or denying change, but about learning to age with such grace, wisdom, and vitality that you become an inspiration to others. A living demonstration that growing older can mean growing deeper, more beautiful, more authentically yourself. Every choice you make to nourish yourself consciously, every moment you spend in gratitude for your body's service, every breath you take with awareness of its preciousness, contributes to this transformation. I age with grace, becoming more authentically myself. In Buddhist understanding, every being possesses Buddha nature, the inherent capacity for wisdom, compassion, and awakening. This Buddha nature does not diminish with age. It does not weaken with the passage of time. It does not fade as the body changes. If anything, the challenges and opportunities of aging can serve to polish this Buddha nature, to reveal it more clearly, to allow it to shine with greater brilliance. Your wrinkles are not signs of deterioration, but evidence of a life fully lived. Your slower movements are not indicators of decline, but demonstrations of the mindfulness that comes with accumulated experience. Your changing energy patterns are not diminishment but transformation, like a river that has found its true course and now flows with deeper purpose and greater wisdom. The young oak tree reaches frantically toward the sky, growing quickly but without deep roots. The ancient oak spreads its branches with patient confidence, its roots extending deep into the earth, its presence a source of shelter and stability for countless other beings. You too can embody this ancient oak energy, growing not upward in desperate pursuit of some impossible ideal, but deeper into your own truth, your own wisdom, your own capacity for providing shelter and nourishment to others. I grow deeper into my truth with each passing day. As you move forward from this moment, carry with you not just information about nutrition, but a new understanding of your relationship with food, with your body, and with the aging process itself. Let every meal become a meditation, every conscious choice an act of self-love, every day an opportunity to practice the art of aging with wisdom and grace. When you prepare spinach, remember that you are cultivating the quiet strength that comes from being deeply rooted in the earth's wisdom. When you scatter sesame seeds over your food, recall that the smallest actions can have the most profound effects. When you brew ginger tea, feel the warming fire that connects you to your own vital energy. When you savor a plum, taste the sweetness that comes from patient transformation. When you consume lotus seeds, honor the Buddha nature that exists within you, unchanging and eternal. Every meal is an opportunity to practice the art of conscious living. But beyond these specific foods, embrace the larger principle they represent. That conscious nourishment of the body is inseparable from the nourishment of the spirit, that physical health and spiritual health are two aspects of the same fundamental well-being, and that the choices we make about how to care for ourselves reflect and shape our understanding of what it means to be human. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a beautiful concept called merit, the positive energy that accumulates from wise and compassionate actions. Every choice you make to nourish yourself consciously, every moment you spend in gratitude for your body's service, every act of kindness toward yourself and others, generates merit that ripples outward in ways you may never fully understand. Your commitment to healthy aging is not a selfish pursuit, but a gift to everyone whose life you touch. When you age with vitality and wisdom, you become a beacon of possibility for others who may be struggling with their own fears about growing older. When you treat your body with reverence and care, you model a way of being that honors the sacred nature of all embodied existence. My commitment to health and wisdom serves all beings. The journey of conscious aging is not a destination to be reached, but a path to be walked. Not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. There will be days when your energy is abundant and your choices feel easy, and there will be days when your body feels tired and your motivation wavers. Both kinds of days are part of the journey. Both are opportunities for growth and learning. On the difficult days, remember that the goal is not perfection but compassion. Compassion for yourself, for your body, for the natural fluctuations that are part of being human. The practice is not to eliminate all challenges, but to meet them with greater wisdom, patience, and grace. The spinach will still nourish you even if you eat it reluctantly. The ginger will still warm you even if you forgot to drink your tea until afternoon. The lotus seeds will still calm your spirit even if your mind is agitated. I meet each day with compassion for my human imperfections. And on the days when everything flows smoothly, when your body feels strong and your choices feel aligned, remember to pause in gratitude, not just for the ease of that particular day, but for the journey itself, for the accumulated wisdom that has made such days possible, for the body that continues to serve you faithfully despite all the challenges it has faced. This gratitude is not mere politeness, but a recognition of the profound miracle of existence itself, that you are here, breathing, conscious, capable of making choices that enhance your well-being and serve others. This is not something to be taken for granted, but something to be celebrated every day. I celebrate the miracle of conscious existence. As we part ways, know that you carry with you everything you need for the journey ahead. You have the wisdom to distinguish between foods that truly nourish and those that merely fill. You have the awareness to listen to your body's changing needs with patience and compassion. You have the understanding that your body is not your enemy but your teacher, not a burden but a gift. Not a limitation, but a vehicle for experiencing the full richness of human existence. You have the knowledge that aging is not decline but transformation, not ending but deepening, not loss but the opportunity to discover forms of beauty, strength, and wisdom that are simply not accessible to the young. You have the tools to make every meal a meditation, every day a practice, every choice an expression of your deepest values and highest aspirations. I carry within me everything I need for the journey ahead. The Buddha's final words to his disciples were, "Work out your salvation with diligence." These words apply not just to spiritual awakening, but to every aspect of life. including the art of aging with grace and vitality. No one else can do this work for you. Not doctors, not supplements, not miracle foods or fountain of youth promises. The work is yours to do, but you do not do it alone. You are supported by the accumulated wisdom of countless generations who have walked this path before you. You are nourished by the earth itself, which provides the foods your body needs to thrive. You are guided by your own inner wisdom, which knows better than any external authority what your unique body needs in this moment, in this season of your life. Trust this inner guidance. Listen to the whispers of your body's wisdom. Honor the changes that come with time, and embrace the opportunities for growth and transformation that each day brings. Age not with resignation but with curiosity, not with fear but with wonder, not with regret but with gratitude for the privilege of having lived long enough to accumulate the wisdom that only comes with time. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me forward. And remember always that every sunrise offers a new beginning, every meal provides fresh nourishment, every breath carries the possibility of renewal. You are not becoming less. You are becoming more. More yourself, more authentic, more aligned with your deepest truth. You are not fading. You are concentrated, distilled, refined into your essential nature. Like wine that improves with age, like cheese that develops complexity over time, like wisdom that deepens through experience, you are not deteriorating but maturing into something richer, more nuanced, more valuable than you have ever been. This is the true gift of conscious aging. Not the desperate pursuit of eternal youth, but the patient cultivation of timeless wisdom. The foods we have explored together, spinach, sesame, ginger, plum, and lotus, will support you on this journey. But they are not the journey itself. The journey is the daily choice to live consciously, to age gracefully, to treat your body as the sacred vessel it truly is. The journey is the growing understanding that every stage of life has its own gifts, its own beauty, its own opportunities for joy and service. Every stage of life offers its own unique gifts. May you walk this path with confidence and grace. May you nourish your body with wisdom and your spirit with compassion. May you age not with fear but with curiosity, not with regret but with gratitude. May you discover in your later years a depth of satisfaction, a richness of experience, and a quality of peace that surpasses anything you have known before. And may you remember, in every moment of doubt or difficulty, that you are not alone on this journey. You are part of an ancient lineage of beings who have faced the challenges of aging with courage and wisdom. You are supported by the earth itself, which provides all the nourishment you need. You are guided by the Buddha nature within you, which remains forever young, forever wise, forever capable of transformation and renewal. The path stretches ahead, not into decline but into discovery, not toward ending but toward deeper beginning. With each conscious breath, each mindful meal, each moment of gratitude for the body that has carried you this far, you are not just maintaining your health, you are participating in the ancient art of aging with wisdom, grace, and ineffable beauty. I walk the path of wisdom with each conscious step. Walk forward with confidence, dear friends. Your body is your temple, your life is your practice, and your aging is your opportunity to demonstrate what it means to live with consciousness, compassion, and unshakable inner peace. The earth provides, the body serves, the spirit endures, and you have the privilege of bringing them all together in the sacred dance of conscious existence. This is your time. This is your opportunity. This is your gift to the world. A life lived with awareness, a body cared for with wisdom, an aging process embraced with grace. May it be a blessing to yourself and to all whose lives you touch. May my conscious aging be a blessing to all beings. In the silence that follows these words, rest in the knowledge that everything you need is already within you. The wisdom, the strength, the capacity for renewal. All of it exists in this moment, in this breath, in this body that has brought you safely to this day. Trust it, honor it, and let it guide you forward into the sacred adventure of aging with wisdom, grace, and boundless possibility. The dawn of your deeper life is always just beginning.